Hey everybody, it's Ethan from Zimmer Labs. I just wanted to take a shot at doing some quick videos of some of my customers' sabers because I had them handy. So we're going to start with this Korbanth Duke that is Liam's lightsaber. I did a Neopixel build in this guy using a Plecter NBV4. It's got a LG HG2 18650 battery in it. Blade plug is Darth Vader Return of the Jedi custom saber shop. I believe it's a Rebel Armory blade plug, but it looks great on this saber. It just fits. This is a hard hilt to come across. It's from an old run Korbanth did years ago. They're not available for sale anymore, so if you see one pop up on eBay, don't hesitate to grab it. I think I paid $400 for the empty hilt on this guy, but well worth it. This is completely stainless steel, so you can't break it. You might be able to bend it, like you'll see this pointy fork bit crooked sometimes because if you ding it, it's going to bend. Well, you have to do it pretty hard, but the beautiful thing about this is that because it's stainless steel, solid, you just bend it back. I mean, you're not going to break this thing. I could throw this at the wall as hard as I wanted to right now, and I might put a scratch on it. Maybe. But you could always just take your Dremel and buff the scratch out too, because it's stainless steel. The only aluminum in this guy is the black metal pieces here, I think, are aluminum. This red greeble is aluminum, and then there's a couple connector pieces underneath here that connect this bit to this bit. It's just one small aluminum pipe that's aluminum. Everything else is solid stainless steel. Let's get to it. Put the recharge port here. It's a perfect spot for it because that hole is already there for you, so all you have to do is insert it. The speaker is inside right around here. Wires run up to here where the sound card is, which you can access by removing this hex key right here, and then this section pulls off, so you can get to the SD card. The battery sits about here, and the blade connector sits about here, so that you can slide your blade plug or your blade plug in, and it meets the connector right here. It's kind of tough to get it around that angle, around that corner, but if you do it just right, so that the connector is slightly facing this way, it works. The tricky part with this guy is the buttons. Where do you put the buttons? I did a build for a customer, Rich, where he had sent me an already built one, where the guy had installed the buttons here and here. So I was kind of forced to keep the buttons there. And actually, it's not a bad spot, because if you're holding it like this, you'll notice the button is right here where this pinky finger is and where your palm is. So you can actually get used to pretty easily triggering blaster blocks or blade lockups easily. But personally, up here, that's where I like it. That was not easy. Putting the activation switch underneath this gold triangle was a bear. I think probably this whole build probably took 40 hours. 35 of the hours have been spent on getting this switch right. I've installed it probably 5 different times, and either it breaks, or it's too tight, or it's too loose, or it just doesn't work. So, once you get that part done, this is a pretty easy saber to build. But you have to worry about the blade or the blade plug bumping into the activation switch or the wires connecting it. So you've got to get it just right. There really isn't an easy way that I've found to do it. You just got to get it right. And you can see, maybe if you look in there, you can see that there's a hole. So underneath this bit, there's an oval shaped cutout right here. And there's just a little plateau right about there, which gives you something to put the activation switch on. a surface for it to sit against, but getting a little too technical. But anyways, suffice it to say, that's the hard part. Let's see what she does. Put the blade plug in. This is your set screw here and here. You get two, and it's, you know, it's pretty simple. It's a very short hex screw. You give them both a couple of quick twists. You don't actually have to use them if you don't want to, because it's not going anywhere. To change the font, you press and hold.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours. This is just the beginning.
Well, this guy only has 3 sound fonts on it because it's a Nano V4. You could put a Prism in there or a Teensy Saber in there and have way more sound fonts. But I built this the way I built this because that's what I had at the time, and I thought, what a good idea to put the Nano in here and just try to get the Neopixels working. So I built this way back in the day, 8 months ago, when Neopixels were really just getting started. Let's see what she looks like with the blade installed. So we've got a red blade with a yellow flash on clash here. The next font, I believe, is, yeah, this is what Plecter calls crimson, but I would say it's more of a red pink, but with a white blue flash on clash. Looks really good.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
He likes to brag a lot. And then this is bright red with a white flash on clash. And the only other thing to say is, if this saber seems pretty quiet to you guys, it's because I turned it down for the sake of this video because it's pretty late where I am and I didn't want to wake anybody up. But it's plenty loud when you want it to be. Guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And as always, give me a shout if you have any questions or if you need anything built. And watch out for Sith. They're bastards.